Welcome, everyone. My name is Tammi Wallace, and I am a co-founder and president and CEO of the Greater Houston LGBT Chamber of Commerce. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm really thrilled today to connect with the Montrose Center team to talk with them about our recent Chamber Holiday Food Drive that we held to support LGBTQ plus seniors and the Montrose Center. But before we talk about the food drive, first, let me say, we are incredibly proud to call the Montrose Center one of our inaugural chamber members. They have been with us since year one, and we really, really appreciate that. So let's introduce the team from the Montrose Center today. I would love to have each of you tell us your name, your pronouns, your role at the Montrose Center, and really why you're passionate about the work of the center. I mean, what makes you get up every day and do what you do? So, Donnell, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Donna Nicol. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I am a development specialist here at the Montrose Center. And I specifically am the community center lead. So that includes our emergency food pantry. I am especially passionate about the work that I do here because I am what some people call a nonprofit lifer. So I have always and will always work for nonprofit organizations. But I started out working in anti-violence work, and in working at a lot of those organizations, I found that they, not that any of them were exclusive to women, but a lot of them specifically are targeted towards cisgender and hetero women. And I was so inspired when I found out that the Montrose Center had an anti-violence program. I was like, that is where I have to work. And so, I'm excited to be on this team. We do so much more than just that. And it's like, it is really, truly the best place I've ever worked.
I love it. I love it. Atlantis?
Wow, thank you for having us, Tammi. My name is Atlantis Narcisse, pronouns she, her, hers. I am the volunteer specialist here at the Montrose Center. What makes me get up every day and do this? I'm a community member, and I have utilized the center before I became employed at the center. And it is heartwarming to be able to be part of this community hub that connects you and navigates you to so many resources and services. So when the opportunity came for me to be employed on the other side of the window, I felt like me being there brought a powerful message for that of Black and Brown people, and brought that conversation that resources and service has no race and gender all the time, and there is just simply that. And to be able to navigate people in and bring them in and to impact people's life along with doing the mission that the Montrose Center has said of empowerment, to see people actually walk through those steps of empowerment and walk out a little bit better than what they walked in is what warms my heart.
Yeah, that is so powerful. That makes me, tear up. And, you all are doing just such amazing work at the Montrose Center, and especially on behalf of the most vulnerable in our community. I often refer to the Montrose Center as a lifeline for so many in the LGBTQ community. So I want you both to know how much we appreciate at the Chamber the work that you do every day, and the personal sacrifices. I've worked in nonprofits as well, Donnell, so I know it's a lot of personal sacrifice, and we really just appreciate everything that both of you do for the community. Well, for those that are listening to this interview, let me just out a little bit about our food drive. I think this will be helpful, because we want to learn more about the impact of the holiday food drive. So the Chamber was not able to host a holiday party this year due to the pandemic, and we knew that we needed to give back to help those that are most vulnerable in our community. So the Greater Houston LGBT Chamber Foundation, we coordinated our first ever holiday food drive supporting LGBTQ seniors and the Montrose Center. The food drive was held on Friday, December the 4th at Signature Care Emergency Room in Montrose. It was great. Drive-through, drop-off were good. The response was absolutely tremendous, and you're going to hear about that shortly. We also hosted a virtual food drive to give folks an opportunity to donate if they could not make it the day of the food drive drop-off. And I do want to give a quick shout out to our many sponsors. our community partners, media partners, and our generous donors. And especially to our title sponsor, Amity Bank, and our anchor sponsor, Signature Care ER. We are proud to have both Amity Bank and Signature Care as Chamber corporate partners. They give back so much to the LGBTQ plus community in so many ways. And the food drive is just such a great example of their commitments to our community. So now that we've framed that out, everybody knows what happened. It was a beautiful day for the food drive. In fact, on Friday, December the 4th, I would just love for both of you to share more about what has the food donation meant for LGBTQ seniors? What has it meant for the Montrose Center?
Well, for the seniors, it meant survival. It meant a peace of mind. It gave them a sense of being seen, being heard, and knowing that they still matter. This COVID has really changed the game for us. And a lot of our populations of people have already been dealing with social isolation prior to COVID. So during this moment with that of seniors, I think it was more powerful for them to know that they're still being seen in this moment and that they're not forgotten. A lot of times we tend to forget some of our older people. And this here, that food drive, I think was a true statement of saying, yeah, we see you and that we support you and that we're going to make sure you're okay.
I love that. I love that. Kennedy, I was just asking, what has the food donation meant for LGBTQ seniors? What has it meant for the Montrose Center?
I think what I love so much about this particular project is the Chamber has such a broad reach that it really helped us share the need with such a broad audience. Sometimes, being on the social service side, it feels like you're speaking into a void, because there's such a great need. And with COVID, we see the vulnerable members of our community become more and more and more vulnerable. And then the Chamber was like the cavalry coming in. It was like the end of the movie when you think all is lost and we think that the COVID pantry may have to close and may not be able to go through the rest of the pandemic. We're looking at the meal boxes and they're a little bit meager because they have 15 meals in them instead of the 20-25 we were able to do after. And so to see just all of this outpouring that the Chamber was able to rally to our cause, which was, designed to be for hungry LGBTQ seniors. But the scope and the size of the gift is so big, it's spilling over into all of these other intersections, like our trans community and our youth, and really just allowing us to do things we didn't think we were going to be able to do. It's a wacky time. It has not been fun. We've had event issues. My computer is not working today. It's just 2020, the hits just keep coming. But
2020, there you go.
I know, I need it to end. But when you can count on community, right? We were so excited to be selected for this drive. We had no idea it was gonna fill our largest meeting room with all of this stuff. And the virtual drive has been so incredibly successful that it really helps us get up every day and do the hard work that we need to do. And there's so many staff members that are seeing all of these staff people every day. They're crying. They need therapists themselves because the work is so hard. Knowing we have the whole community behind us to do this work and just seeing this beautiful drive and just car after truck after van unloading that stuff, it's really hard to explain how beautiful that is and how much that does for us.
And Donnell, I believe this is it the largest food donation you all have received?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. That's
wow.
Absolutely for certain. And, you saw it in the room. It was the same amount we already had planned for our holiday basket. So it was awesome.
I just, when I heard that, this is just the perfect example. Kennedy, I think you were talking about this community stepping up to support community. And if we're not going to be there for our community, who will, right? And that's why the Chamber said, we have to do this. We have to engage. So I'm really curious, when you all heard about the Chamber wanting to hold the food drive, what did you think? Yeah, Kennedy, go ahead.
I mean, true collaborations are so rare, and we have a lot of great collaborations, but, some organizations they're really looking for something that they can do, and it's unclear, how much time can we share with them? Is this going to really help us meet our mission? Are we going to invest a lot of time in something and it'd be really great for that organization, but not really help us get to our mission? I was wondering, because let me just say, the majority of partnerships that come across Donnell's or my desk, they're like that. And it's so important because we need every little help that we can get. If you would have called me and said, hey, we're going to solve all of your COVID food needs for at least 4, maybe 6 months, as well as not just help you meet the need for holiday baskets, but just like basically fill the boxes until you can't fill them anymore, I would have been like, I've never seen that, Tammi. That's not, we're not used to that, but that's exactly what you did. And so we were excited, so honored to be selected. The first thing I knew, I was like, wow, the Chamber has such a great network. We have not done the best job of letting that network know what we're up to. So we definitely need that help. And I knew the Chamber was going to do just a first-class job on promotions and materials and, getting your partners together. And then the result, which is just amazing.
Well, before that's going to be a great segue into actual results. I'm going to share that in a moment. But, the one thing I would say, we value our nonprofits so much in the Chamber because you do incredible work that helps our community. And so when we can help lift you up, raise the profile of your mission, what you're doing, that's a great role for the Chamber to play. And I'm so glad that we were able to do this with the food drive. And it just warms my heart to hear those results, what you're saying, 4, maybe 6 months. It's just incredible and such a great example of community stepping up again. So let me just segue into how about some results here. So this is a fantastic time to share. Let me do a drum roll. Okay, here we go. All right. We are excited to share that because of the generosity, and this is really all about the generosity of our sponsors and our donors, we are going to be sending the Montrose Center a check in the amount of $9,300.
Wow. Thank you.
That is all about community right there. And in addition, and Kennedy, I shared this with you, Dow has committed to sending a check for another $2,000 directly to the center. So you can add that to the total. So in grand total, we think through cash and in-kind donations and sponsorships, we're really estimating that we've been able to raise around $18,000 for the Montrose Center. And that just doesn't even include the tons of food donations dropped off from car after car after car on December the 4th. I mean, this is Houston, and this is our community stepping up to support those who need us most during this pandemic. It's powerful.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Well, it's our pleasure. And, one of our core focus areas when we launched the Chamber, Gary Wood and I, when we co-founded, collaboration is literally a pinnacle of what we wanted to do. Collaboration, working together. We were talking about this earlier with Atlantis. This is how we help our community move forward. And it's important that we do this now, and it's going to be even more important in the months and years ahead as we all recover from this pandemic. So, one question I would have with the additional funds that you're hearing about today, how is that going to help the center?
Oh my goodness, we're going to be able to feed so many more people. And already through our Holiday Baskets program, I'm not telling anyone no. We have an allocated amount of money that we can spend on this every year. And every year, there are people who might not get a holiday box, but this year that is not happening. And I'm so happy to even be able to say that. But Kennedy's right. It's going to take us through the months. I mean, an amount like $9,000 amounts to something like 2 years of our pantry program. That is an amazing contribution that you all have made. I really can't express enough the impact that has.
Yeah.
Well, it is truly our pleasure. And we just couldn't be more proud of the work that you all do every day. And I know the need is going to be, it's going to continue to be great. Tell for those that are listening right now, and maybe they're not familiar with the Montrose Center, they're hearing this good news. How can they continue to support? Because the food drive is just one thing at this point in time, but this work is needed all year long in terms of support for those most vulnerable in our community. So how can people support the center?
So I'll go first, definitely by joining our volunteer pool, visiting us at montrosecenter.galaxydigital.com, and also paying attention like this. As we know, MLK Day of Service are coming up, so we have a bunch of opportunities for them, social distance, for everybody to come in and be part of, and then probably a virtual opportunity for them to utilize for those who want to still participate for. I think if you to get connected, that's what I'm saying, sign up, create your account, make sure you fan every program that you like, and therefore you are first in line. This is our Amazon of volunteer opportunities. So when it goes on sale, it's first come, first served.
I love that. I'm stealing that, Atlantis. That's good. That's good. Yeah, go ahead, Kennedy.
So another thing to look out for this year is this year, 2021, because I'm already living in that year. I'm ready.
Be there.
I'm done. We will be opening for seniors and for the community, our grand opening of the Law Harrington Senior Living Center. And that's going to create so many new volunteer opportunities, so many other food opportunities. We don't even know yet how big that list is going to grow. So we just ask people to stay tuned, especially, after the first quarter, so that you can be a part of those elements when it becomes safe for us to gather and volunteer together around our seniors. The Chamber took a massive step to support LGBTQ seniors. And I don't know if everyone shared, but we've had more seniors reach out to us because of the success of the Chamber Drive. New seniors that have reached out to Fred and to Richard and to Judy and our team that have been like, hey, I saw that you got all this food. I need some of it. So something about just the success of the drive and the media that you all did around it got more clients, more seniors into service. That's only going to increase as we open the Senior Living Center. And there'll be a lot of really fun opportunities as soon as we can get together later in 2021.
Yes, fingers crossed, and congratulations on this milestone of opening the Senior Living Center. This is fantastic. Such good news. And I want to give a quick shout out to Atlantis, because Kennedy, after you and I talked about the food drive, you turned it over and I was like, hey, and Atlantis, we didn't really know each other, but we kicked it off with emails. She sent me all the documents, everything we needed, and we were able to build this really in a relatively short time. So Atlantis, I want to give you a shout out and say thank you, because you helped us get this off the ground. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
That made it easy.
that actually, I have to say, that was one of our goals. I think I told you this when we first talked. We didn't want to create this heavy burden. You all are dealing with enough right now. So that was where I said, what can we do to help where we can bear some of this load and just get you the support that you need? And I'm glad we were able to do that. So, well, I want to thank all three of you for joining me today and sharing out the impact of the Chamber Holiday Food Drive. I want you to know that we at the Chamber are grateful for everything that you all do. We're grateful for the Montrose Center, and we're grateful that it is a lifeline to so many in our community. So with that, we could not be more thrilled and are so honored to partner with the Montrose Center on the 2020 Chamber Holiday Food Drive. And here's another big announcement. In fact, the Chamber Foundation has decided to make the Holiday Food Drive an annual event.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Awesome.
It is absolutely something we intend on doing every year. And so keep an eye out for more details in 2021. And I think Atlantis and I will both agree we'll have more lead time, because we can do really great things and even broaden our reach throughout the city, because we know our community lives in every corner, right, of the city, the county, and beyond. So I'm excited about those opportunities. And, again, we want to thank our sponsors, our amazing community partners who came together, media partners, and our many generous donors for your incredible help. As you've heard today, you've made a tremendous difference in the lives of so many. The Chamber wishes you and yours a happy holiday season.